Villainous beats, villainous beats, villainous beats. Villainous beats, villainous beats, villainous beats, villainous.
The first season of the Paramount Plus series Halo, based on the Xbox game franchise, is now available on DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K UHD, with every episode from Season 1 and over 5 hours of special features. See Master Chief, Cortana, and other Spartans of Silver Team take on humanity's greatest threat, the Covenant. Get your DVD, Blu-ray, or 4K UHD copy of Halo today from Paramount Home Entertainment.
My name is Demetrius Holt, but you may know me better by the name Hellspawn. Now I'm coming to you today because I'm putting together a networking event in order to financially bolster Black-owned comic book conventions. It's going to be called the Blurred and Powerful event, and it's going to happen at San Diego Comic-Con 2023. Now, I've already done all the research. I've already talked to all the conventions. What I need for you all is to just share this message. Talk to your friends. But the point is to get high-dollar investors out of San Diego so that they can see what a comic book convention could look like at its height. So that when these other comic book conventions start to exhibit to them, start to explain to them what they're made of, then they know that they're going to get a return on their investment. So if you have any information on anybody that you may know may be interested, please contact me and we'll have a conversation. And if your friends need to know who I am, just tell them to Google my name or Black He-Man. Thanks.
In the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. Flying high, I emerge through the flames. Have no fear, I'm here, so stand back. Melanin activate, the name is super black. In the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. Flying high, I emerge through the flames. Have no fear, I'm here, so stand back. Melanin activate, the name is super black. Imagine that, a future that's super black. Long as your skin brown, your superpowers intact. What would your powers be? Just hope it ain't super whack. Spatial manipulation, create a portal that's black. Maybe just super speed, time travel to run it back. Or cheat manipulation to keep my spirit intact. As I encounter evils the world face, demons the world makes, I'm needed the world in state. Rest in peace to Chadwick, they killed all the Black Panthers. Told us white lies, I still marvel at black answers. Suits in DC, pray it lead to a civil war. It ain't no Justice League, what's the need to be civil for? Propelled like the juggernaut, it's clear ain't no stopping this. The world in grave danger, who can stop the apocalypse? They killed all the heroes, the new ones don't really care. But if you need me, put your fist up in the air. Yeah, in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. Flying high, I emerge through the flames. Have no fear, I'm here, so stand back. Melanin activate, the name is super black. In the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. Flying high, I emerge through the flames. Have no fear, I'm here, so stand back. Melanin activate, the name is super black.
Hey, everybody. Let's get that out of the way. Hey, everybody. A man on the wall, the man up north, Chris Fury. What's going on? Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We have another episode of Blurred's Eye View. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for showing your love on the YouTube channel. Thank you for showing your love on the Twitch channel, Blurred's Eye View 1. Thank you for showing your love on the IG channel. And don't forget, if you're on that YouTube channel, hit that subscribe bell or that notification bell and hit the subscribe bell. You get more great interviews, more reviews, and much, much more content on that channel. But let me go not any further without adding our lady of the squad, Kira B. What's going on, Kira?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great.
That's wonderful.
I'm doing fantastic.
Well,
It's Thursday. We're doing another great show.
Yes.
You know, why not?
Can't stop, won't stop.
Oh, all gas, no brakes. Our cinematic assassin will be watching. What's up in the building? What's going on, Will?
Ain't too much. How y'all feeling tonight?
All right. Yeah, I'm feeling good, man. It's Thursday. It's a short week. but Friday can't get over here quick enough. I'll tell you that much.
Amen.
We got a special guest here with us tonight from the creator of Nerdz and Hip-Hop and also his new book, General Joshua. We got Josh Brown in the building. What's going on, Josh?
What it do? What it do? How y'all doing, man?
All
Hey,
right,
first and foremost, I gotta say y'all had the coldest backstage I have ever been in on a podcast. I was well entertained the whole time. I was just like, okay, I almost forgot where I was at.
It's a full production over here. I'm very professional despite my going off the rails at times. But let me give you this real quick. And there you go. All right.
I'll take it.
Just so y'all know, I'm not paying you. It's free. It's free. Get over yourselves. All right. There we go. That's enough of that. What's going on, Josh?
Man, I am chilling. I am appreciative of being on this podcast, man. You guys are amazing. I'm happy to be here.
All right, man. So we're going to get into a little bit of the news right quick. What's going on, Will? Out there, yes, chaos does work, especially when it's in the hands of a villain. It does. So we're gonna touch a little bit on some of this news that's been popping off lately. But here we go. So, without further ado, someone has been taking to Twitter and all forms of social media to put their hat in the ring to want to play Iron Fist. Again.
There he go.
So, Finn Jones has said he would love to play Iron Fist again just to prove to the fans that he can do it. Now,
Did he do it the first time though?
There's a lot to say about this because I will say when he was on screen with Mike Coulter, who plays Luke Cage, perfectly fine.
Fair.
By himself, it didn't work. I don't know if it was the acting. I don't know if it was the writing. I know the fighting was part of the issue.
Or the lack thereof.
We'll start with you, Kira. Let it out.
Sorry. No, I don't. I hate going. Yeah, no, he can stay where he at. He could. He can stay where he's at. No, Will, you try to come at me with that conditions message. When it came, no, absolutely, the conditions are.
He says condition. You must learn how to fight.
No, you must be Asian, and you have to learn how to fight. One or both of those things is not gonna happen for homie. No.
One of these things are not like the other. One of these things just isn't the same.
No.
If Sesame Street taught me anything. What about you, Will?
Hey man, listen. To be perfectly honest, first season, he got a lot better towards the back half of that second season, and it actually ended in a way that I was like, I don't think I'd hate more of this, but I mean, if we're doing a full court press for an Asian Iron Fist, Andrew Koji is just sitting there. If anybody wants to give his phone a ring, I mean, I can try and help set something up. Like, yeah, Finn, I'm sorry. If it's between y'all two, good night. Just
you said good night. Good evening.
God bless
good
afternoon.
Good night. Oh, what about you, Josh?
I'm just, I don't want to be rude, but at the same time, I mean, Finn gave me he gave me high school play energy, like, you know what I'm saying? Like the high school play Iron Fist, like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, if you bring energy like Bernthal did with like Punisher, just give me something, like make me feel it, baby. Like I need that, like, so it's just like I just didn't feel it with this dude.
In other words, it sounds like the collective is saying we've seen better acting in The Nightman Cometh. If you don't get that Sonny reference, you need to go watch that episode.
I gotta go watch that.
It's a great episode. Jesus. So according to comicbookmovie.com and their readers, this was their list. This isn't an overall list. But they said, here's their 2022 superhero movie that the comicbook.com readers voted for the year's best.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, here we go.
Yeah, here we go. Here.
My palm get real itchy.
Yeah.
When we have these ratings.
So this was not the collective Blur community. I don't know where they this seems like something else, but they said that the clear winner with 59.73% of the vote.
Shut up. Already
was
shut up.
Was the Batman. Wait a minute. Now the Batman was good.
It was.
But wait till you hear the percentage of what comes after.
Okay.
Black Panther Wakanda Forever came in a distant second with 12.35%.
So again, itch.
Yeah, the itchy palms.
Fully.
As they say that maybe they can only assume that you're choosing to have fun with this unless you really enjoyed Morbin Time, because Morbius came in third at 9.1%.
No, can we throw this out?
Oh yes.
Can we throw this whole thing out?
Look, Will had to cut it off. He had to cut it off. He was like, "This is not it."
Ain't no way.
Ain't no way.
They literally said Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness came in at 7.88, Werewolf by Night 4.1, and Guardians the Holiday Special at 2.99.
Wait, they count shows too? They were counting shows?
Yeah, that's what's weird. Like you add Black Adam at 2.31, Thor Love and Thunder at 80 at
that shouldn't be on
0.8. Thor Love and Thunder -3.
Yeah, no.
DC League of Super Pets 0.4. Samaritan at 0.35, which is weird because that's actually good. And Secret Headquarters, which I haven't seen, is at 0.08. Right at the bottom.
Like 5 people to vote on this fucking. I'm sorry.
They must have. These numbers do not. The fact that Morbius The fact that Morbius is over Doctor Strange, that's over any of them, really. Let's put
But
that
didn't it tank at the box office? How does that work?
Twice.
No one
That's what I
saw
want to
the
know.
movie.
It
I
tanked
feel like they
twice.
just be hating
That's the-
Jared Leto, bro. Like, it's like we are not gonna openly support Jared Leto. That's what.
He does.
So number one, yes, Samaritan was good. That's the one with Sylvester Stallone. That was good, better than I thought.
It's way better than I
Secret
thought.
Headquarters is one I need to check out. That's with Owen Wilson.
Yo, I didn't hate Black Adam as much as everybody though. I really
I didn't hate it
enjoyed
either.
it.
I don't hate it. It was just
Yeah.
mid, and for them to be touting like it's going to be the hottest thing, it was a bit too much. Like
Now,
it was
just
just
now,
hierarchy
here's
of
the thing.
DC universe.
Here's the thing.
Wasn't
Would you
listening
say
for the last 8 months.
yeah? Would you say it's mid because of the record that DC has had lately? Because had it,
that to
because
me,
it did what it was
that was the
supposed to
best
do. As
DC
far as
movie
like,
that
I
they've
got,
seen in a minute.
yeah, because I got what I was getting out of it. Like Black Adam is here to tear shit up.
Yeah. And anybody expecting like The Rock to do a Christian Bale level of DC acting, bro? Come on, like just don't come in there with that. Don't do that to The Rock, man. Come on, brother. You don't need to do that.
Yeah, it's not his fault. Warner Brothers, y'all tanked this whole ship. It's y'all's fault. It really is. It's really y'all's fault. It's not The Rock. Everybody knows The Rock is known to bring in some money. He was pretty much trying to pull your fat out the fire. Yeah. Yeah, story has always been DC's horror crux. Yeah, it has.
Truth.
It has.
Truth.
It has. So Marvel Studios is rumored to be developing more Halloween specials to follow Werewolf by Night.
Smart idea.
Mm-hmm.
Tactical.
Right.
Yeah. Besides, I could use some more Man Thing. That was just fun. I like Ted.
I could do more Ted.
Ted's nice.
Let's
get more Ted in there. So Ryan Coogler actually revealed what his script would have been had Chadwick been alive. It was really more of a father-son type story. I'm interested as how it would have played out because it still involved him being blipped and then having to come back, and then the son is a little older. I'm interested as how that would have turned out. I mean, I loved what we got, you know, considering the fact of the ingredients he had to work with. I loved what we got. It's Avatar. Avatar could never.
I feel like the
James Cameron.
the Hotep Coalition still would have found ways to be upset with the movie.
You know
like,
what?
Let
me put this.
You see, this brother was They did. Marvel is just pushing forward the agenda of the absentee black father. I'm like, yo, come on.
And that's exactly how they sounded.
Yo,
right, he got to go away and then come back. It's like it's an absence of manhood, and then it gets taken, and now you got to be worried about how your man's be looking at you sometimes, and then it's black on black crime. No,
yo,
no.
too
So
much, bro.
obviously, they're trying to court him for a third film. I say go for it. You have go for it. Do it. Do the third and maybe end it. Do the third because it's not going to be for a while. It's not going to be for a while. We know that. Would it be hard? I'd say it's a black-centric movie. He's already doing the shows. All right, he's already doing the Wakanda spinoff for Disney Plus. Obviously, I feel like he has the challenge in itself is that it's pretty much an all-black film. That's the challenge. Because if you're that enthused with blue people taken from the indigenous, I'm sorry, that was I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
This brother feels some type of way about Avatar.
I'm not sorry. Because we know what that was like. You know, I don't see you Hoteps talking about that. We know we seen apparently some Dominican blue people in there and everything. I seen what y'all did.
People.
Y'all dirty bastards.
Dominican people.
They
Sounds like a drink.
had, yeah.
Can I get a Dominican?
I will have to suffer through this thing just so I can do a review. I don't take nothing, and we talked about this Tuesday, Kira. I don't take nothing away from James Cameron as a director. I don't take nothing away from the first one because it does look fantastic. It's much like Zack Snyder's run on DC. Looks fantastic. Story, not so much. Yeah, there it is. All of that. But Ryan Coogler, he's been, they say it's safe to say that the movie set up quite a few things. They're to be explored in future sequels. But he says, as long as folks will have me, in other words, he's on board. Feige, I know that ball cap is not too tight, and you're a smart man.
I'll slap a hoe. Wow. Slap a hoe, sir. You have disgraced the black community.
If you do that,
give that man all the money.
Oh man. 2023, and we're going to do a show for this one, but 2023 is obvious. It's really lined up to be a lot of sequels, and I'm here for generally all of them. John Wick, Indiana Jones Part 5, which looks like they might have done they might have gotten back to basics, a little bit. We got Ant-Man and we got Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumanium. We're looking promising. Jonathan Majors is probably going for got his damn self, because what movie is he not in?
Yo, for real, that brother's he got a resume.
Working. He was like, his stuff is thick at this point. He was like, it's stacked. In an interview with Jimmy Kimmel, Winston Duke was talking about the time he first met Rihanna and was tongue-tied.
As he should.
Yeah. When Rihanna was in his presence, he didn't know what to do. So he felt like, he, in his words, he says, well, I'm Winston Duke. And she says, well, I know who you are. And he was stuck after that. He was, where did you come from? And she says, from home. And he was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead over here. She had him completely stuck.
Run away. Don't run away. Don't run away.
It's the typical
reaction. If I was to introduce myself to Rihanna and she was like, I know you, my brain would you'd hear the doom, 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 doom.
Power down.
Bling, 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 bling.
The full-fledged power down. Oh my God. I'm all for it. Disney Plus is also doing a Stanley. Happy belated birthday, by the way, Stanley. He would have been 100 years old. They're doing a documentary on him coming out on Disney Plus next year.
That's dope.
It not only is that, I really do hope that they also include Jack Kirby in this whole storyline. There was a doc that they did maybe a couple of years ago. I was on A&E, I want to say, basically like the birth of superheroes, and that story about Jack and Stan actually came up because if you're deep in the lore, you know that there was a bit of a feud, as time went on, and Jack felt that Stan was stealing his thunder, and in all reality, it was just misconstrued everything, because Stan is very buoyant. He's very out there. He's the showman. He's the showman. And Jack is like the talent. And I think just in those times, in the way things were working, and how media can twist things.
Yeah.
I find myself correcting people all the time. Oh, Stan Lee's in Deadpool, but he didn't create Deadpool. He didn't. He was like, that was Rob Liefeld. He was in the first film. He was actually one of the bartenders. He was there. So it's I like to see. Yep. See, we'll know. Yeah. So it's nice. It's nice to know in that last little doc that they did like they actually argued on a radio show. Like Jack was doing a radio appearance, and not Jack. Stan was doing a radio appearance, and Jack called in, and they kind of leveled out the waters, but then it wasn't until sometime later that they just happened to be at the same function together, and they kind of squashed the beef, and that was that. Like, let's face it though, working behind the scenes on comics, real weird. It can be hard. It can be hard. Writers and creators and artists don't get their recognition, aren't paid as they should be. Look at Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster in the whole Superman situation.
They should keep the whole for life.
And that was well after they passed away. That this stuff is just starting to kind of like really come together. The same with Batman. Is Bob Finger and Bill Kane, I want to say.
Kane, yeah.
Bill Kane, yeah. And Bill Finger is just now getting his just due on like credits. So especially when you hear the story about how Superman, they wrote him over for like $200, which at that time was a lot of money, but that's a dead stop. That's a dead stop.
1897.
$200 meant you was we're going out for a night on the town. We can buy a car. We can that's $200. That's how much is that steak?
Time machine, that shit.
$5. We taking them steak dinners and
mortgage $150.
Right. Gas was $2 that type of stuff, So but I say all that because Image Comics actually are now unionized, and Image is actually a comic book company that was created by creators for creators, and now they're just now getting unionized. So that's good news. That's good news. Yeah. When you look at all these great characters that we've read about and see on film and everything else, we never think about behind the scenes, or people who have created this character and just ran with it, and then like because the contracts are so iffy, I guess. I don't know. What you think
about them unionizing in general, or
yeah, let's talk about the unionizing in general.
I mean, I think it's great. I wish more people would get the courage to do it and not be, turned away from doing it. We'd probably have be a lot more further along with this 4-day work week that are they trying to push now if we were unionized.
Jeez, it's funny you say that because now I'm thinking about the credit company Gravity, where the CEO had gave everybody like $70,000. That's their rate, and he took a major pay cut, and here it is like 6 years later.
Like Dan Price.
I know. Yeah. And he took a major pay cut. Like you would never know that he's a CEO. He looks like your typical surfer dude. He took a major pay cut to pay. That's what I was talking about.
Yes.
He said like his company, because they're opening a second building somewhere else. He said his company, the people, they're happy. They paid their debt off. People are buying homes. They have no stress, having kids, having families. They're happy. I'm like, that's not socialism. That's just being a good boss.
Thanks.
Well,
so I don't know. What you think, Will, about the unionization of Image and just all that behind the scenes?
I think the people at Image need to inspire all these VFX houses that Marvel's been using. And I enjoy me a good Marvel movie, but if Doctor Strange's third eye and his forehead just looked a little 12% more realistic, I could wait a few more months. Like I don't need people to
You don't
be
have to rush
missing
it.
seeing their families and their children just to make sure it meets its release date. Like, push it back a little, let people let people
You
breathe.
can let it marinate another month or two. Money is still
Yeah,
coming in. You're not hurting.
You're not losing out. Yeah, you're not going to lose out. Josh, what you think?
I like the idea as it is in itself. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, I know it's I guess being implemented and everything like that. Only thing that concerns me with that, like, I think it's really good for, especially to keep the companies honest. Like, if you had an Image or you have a Marvel or something like that, keeping them honest with the people that are underneath them and all that. But then when you have, let's say it's unionized, that's usually regulating the pay across the board for things. And, but what if you have an artist that's not that great? Do they make and like level out at the same amount as another artist that's really good? Like, you know what I'm saying?
You negotiate that, man. You have, if you've got a good union, they all of that stuff is figured out. You're not going to make the same amount of money coming in as a newbie as you would with somebody that's got 15 years of seniority. That's just not.
Well, I mean, if they have, like I'm saying, if they have the
experience.
same years, like, they both 15 years, but one of them's not great, the other one is. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like this, that part for me gets a little.
Maybe it's the weakness of your business to have somebody on 15 years that ain't that great.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Will be in the audience says it's what writers had to do in Hollywood some time back, and it almost shut them down till they structured the deal. That's right. The Hollywood writer strikes.
Yeah.
Jesus.
They killed a whole show with that shit. Heroes
suffered
a needless death.
They tried to keep that thing alive. That first season was amazing, and then after that,
no, man, the first three were I like. I think they were good. The first.
I think they changed. Yeah, they changed the ending because I think the virus that they had on there was supposed to break out instead of Peter actually destroying it. It was supposed to get loose, but he had destroyed it, and that's when the strike hit. The only thing the strike did for me allowed me to catch up on Lost, and then I completely after that following, what was it, 2 seasons, I was just like, that was a waste of my summer.
Yes.
That just kept going downhill more and more. I'm like, and then you gave me that weak ass ending. They did. They changed, like they even tried. The strike went DOA, and then when they did Heroes Reborn, they tried, but it seemed like some of the cast didn't come back. Like the cheerleader was killed. I'm like, you gave that weak excuse, but there were some characters added that came out to nothing. Like the one cousin who could she would watch stuff, but she could mimic it.
I kind of remember her.
She was Micah's cousin. Micah was the one who was like the tech.
Child genius.
Yeah, who was actually a child genius?
Technopathy.
Technopathy. Yeah, but she had this cool gift where she can mimic everything she's seen, but she weirdly used her abilities in such the most wasted ways. Like, you don't watch a Bruce Lee film and then want to fight the high school bully. You want to go out and actually fight crime. You've learned from Bruce Lee. It's kind of a wasted opportunity there.
In my mind, it's like she could have become like Taskmaster, but instead she decided to be Miss Twerksome. It's just like
it was so bad. I was just like, what are we doing with this character? Nothing? All right. No. Nothing. They did nothing with that. Oh my God. That was so bad. He said depends on your video. Yeah.
I'm gonna learn to act.
It was
all Vin Diesel movies.
Oh,
be the best driver. Like, what?
Oh my God, no.
You'd be like getaway driver or something. It was. You're right, Will. It could have been like a Taskmaster when she became Miss Twerksome. This is why I know if I ever had force powers, I would be worse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
My God. Wait, don't feel bad. It's not like any of us on this panel hasn't come across a door that automatically opened and just out of just sheer
Got to
just get your hand just so slightly.
Yo, my sister had my sister.
Don't look at me like that,
automatic
Kira.
trash can. I had to do that shit.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, see, she's Kieran's team Slytherin, so she's probably like,
Wow.
you know.
I wouldn't even hesitate.
Exactly.
I wouldn't even think that. Yep. Boop. Nope. Mind wipe. Okay. Yep. All right.
Yeah.
I still try to grab the remote control with it every time, bro. I'm like, one day it's gonna work. I'm gonna scare the shit out of myself.
You said one day. Bro, 2000 worked. I was like, we finally did it. Like,
where the fuck is Yoda? I need training now.
It's just something we do. It's like, you know, I had a friend literally post up a video where guys was going in playing with lightsabers and like they were real, and he named me in that list, and I'm like, that sounds about right. I've done worse. I've literally set up the Han and the Luke that's dressed as stormtroopers with Chewie as a hostage, and then Vader with his 2 stormtroopers at the other end of the aisle, and walked away just to see people's reactions.
Star Wars fans, man, and he came a long way because they actually got like lightsaber toys that look like it. I remember me and my brother just had flashlights trying to pretend like we flashed.
So it ain't just me. And like when you do the doors, you do it where you don't really notice it. You just when people notice it, you just kind of there you go. See,
I'm starting on
Kira know what it is. Kira know what it is. You know, you just kind of you don't even have your hand all the way. You just kind of like
just a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
And that's one of 3, by the way.
and then it do kind of inadvertently like stop an elevator, like when you're like Oh my god. So we're gonna take a couple commercial breaks. We're gonna talk to our guest Josh Brown about his new book, General Joshua, right after this. Do you like your pancakes patted, your biscuits buttered, your cakes fluffy? Then you should get Mother Butters. I put that on everything. Pasta, veggies, rice, and everything nice. Mother Butters will get you right. Oh yeah, GMO free, and for those who are vegan, Mother Butters has a non-dairy option. That's right, there's enough Mother Butters for everyone to enjoy. Get Mother Butters from your local grocery store. Hey man, what you doing in my kitchen? Running low on energy, long days and even longer nights? Tired of all the other energy drinks and bars promise you a lot and never delivering? Need to make it through work, but want a product that can keep up with your busy lifestyle? Want no longer? Try Chef's Chocolate Salty Balls. The balls that are so smooth and with a load of nutrients and vitamins to really get you up and bouncing off the walls. Made with all natural ingredients and healthy junk to satisfy even the pickiest eater. Chef's Chocolate Salty Balls are sold everywhere where you buy your junk. And now, for those who want that extra kick in the butt, comes Chef's Heavy Duty Chocolate Salty Balls with 120% more caffeine than the leading brand. Disclaimer, this product has not been approved by the FDA or World Health Association. Warning, this product is not intended for consumption by children, elderly people, or women who are pregnant, or may become pregnant. You might even get pregnant. All right, let's get it. Kira, where did that come from?
Hi.
Well, all right, it's good to know she can rock a hat. You know, I know Christmas just passed. Yeah, didn't she? I know Christmas just passed, but you know, there's a movie that doesn't get a lot of recognition. I have no idea why. When it comes to music and a pretty good script and great acting. Has anybody here watched Jingle Jangle on Netflix?
No.
See? Okay. So Jingle Jangle is actually I'm trying to think, he's a playwright, am I right? Well,
who's the what? The writer?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah, I believe he's a playwright, but Here was the cast list: Forrest Whitaker, Keegan Michael Key, Anika Noni Rhodes, Felicia Rashad. This was a good story. And the music was just as good. And why it never gets, let me see if I can find a picture. Why it never gets a lot of recognition, doesn't get mentioned, is way beyond me. It's just one of them things. Well, it could be because it's an all-black cast. You know, there's always that. It could be that. I don't know. But
name.
There's that. Yeah.
Name doesn't sound very
Yeah,
appetizing.
it's not a good title.
Jingle jangle.
You know, I think was the rest of them taken? I don't know.
I just see Bernie Mac on Life, and as soon as I hear it, the whole movie about it. My name Jingle Jangle Jingle Jangle.
So this is the poster for Jingle Jangle, and it's actually a good movie. It's nothing Santa Claus inspired, but a lot of colors, a lot of singing. It's just a good movie. This one and Christmas Chronicles with Kurt Russell. That's always a good one.
My favorite Christmas movie will always be Die Hard. So I can't even.
Thank you. Thank you. That is a Christmas movie. Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Forever.
Name a okay, here's the thing. Okay, I'm gonna compare it. Hallmark movies are Christmas movies, right?
Yeah.
What happens in Hallmark movies? The girl leaves the big city, goes to another town, gets another job. The guy who she was in love with decides to leave here to try to win her back. In the meantime, she falls in love with a guy at the other town. Die Hard has a guy whose wife has gone to LA for another job. He leaves to save his marriage to go to that other job and tries to save her and everybody else because terrorists is involved. It's there somewhere. The mix is in there somewhere. But you get what I'm saying.
I will fully agree.
Yeah,
Carl Winslow's in it, for God's sakes.
Exactly. And
you mean to tell me he's gonna care what they do to him?
It was like nobody realizes, and you got to wonder, is Carl Winslow that's in Family Matters, is that the same cop that's in Die Hard? It makes you want to question.
He's always a cop.
He's always a cop. He's like, it was like this stuff in LA is too much. I'm gonna move to Chicago. I don't know if that's any difference, but okay. Oh man. So today we have with us our guest, Josh Brown. He has a new book, General Joshua. Let's talk about it. What's this book about?
Well, my first thing is I always tell people that pretty much the tagline is General Joshua is, what do you value more, the love of God or the love of war? That's a question to humanity. General Joshua is about an unlikely leader who, by way of, happenstance, pretty much is going to become the general of the last army of free people on earth. He is opposed by a peculiar tyrant that has peculiar powers named World Leader, who wants to take all the last people that are on earth and weaponize them as something to come against God in the Battle of Armageddon. So that's the full lead of the series. What this story itself is about. The first one is pretty much how this war happens, this war between heaven and hell, also the war between people that are on earth, how that parallels and becomes what is known as the war of good and evil. You know what I mean? So this is the war that General Joshua is on one side and World Leaders on the other. So that's
this idea. This is actually a dope idea when you was telling me about it.
Thanks.
Definitely interested.
I tell people all the time to make it simplified. If you put the Book of Eli and Supernatural into one sort of mode, that's pretty much what this is.
That's just the vibe I got.
That
was the vibe I got exactly from the description you had sent me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm getting Book of Eli, I'm getting Sam and Dean somewhere in there, It's dope. Kira, you had a question?
No, I would like to see that. and he provides.
and he provides. So this is cover. Those who was watching, this is the cover for it. This is dope. Now, did you write it and do the art, or who's the artist?
I am the writer creator. I outsourced for an artist. The whole thing took 5 years to create, not for the writing process, but everything that I needed to get this to be a whole. That's why when you guys were talking about the whole union thing, I was like, whew, yeah, but no, because it's harder than what people think, man, to get something put together, especially when you didn't come in the game with somebody who's already the artist, inker, letterer, and the writer. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're just the writer and you had to find all those, yeah, that could take some time.
It does. I think the process, what people don't get, what a lot of people on the outside who either don't collect, don't read, don't really write or do any art for comics, they don't get how tedious it can be and almost thankless to a degree. So, I mean, I'm literally at the point in life where I can read a book and I'm like, this is Coates writing, or this is King's writing, or this is Hickman or Kirkman. You know, I could tell, you know, even the art, like now, even the art, you know, you can tell certain artists just from their style, you know, like the Ramitas, like Jesus, all of them write, you know, draw the same. So it does help to know, just like you said, like, yeah, you had to find some people. Sometimes you know, you don't have the outlets, you know, to get a hold of some of the right people. So what you think, Will?
I was going to ask, with what you said, 5 years, like at what point, I guess, were you done with your portion and handed it off? Like, what was the timeline thereafter? And during that process, were you ever just like, yo, this is, I don't know, man. So I don't know if this is going to come out.
Yeah, well, I was done with my portion about 6 months into it. I have a background. Yeah, I have a background of screenplay writing, and creative writing was my thing. Like, you know what I mean? So, and I've had a passion to do this book for quite some time. It was actually loosely based off of a screenplay that I wrote, or starting to write, and then I was kind of like, But once my wife was like, do you ever think about making an ebook? I knew exactly what parts of that screenplay I wanted to put into General Joshua. And so basically handing that off, well, I tried to hand it off. That was a problem. Like, I mean, I tried to hand it off to a couple artists, and some of the artists did not have the time for it. I didn't have the biggest budget in the world. Just like my man said, it is thankless at times, man, because it's like people don't jump. Like, if you say you're doing a movie, people jump out, oh, yo, I want to be in a movie. You say, but if you're like, yo, I'm writing a comic, you got to go search some people out, man. If you don't have those already to you. Like, I didn't have Nerdz and Hip-Hop when I first started doing this. So it wasn't like I could reach into the community of plenty of prominent Black artists and Black inkers and Black, like, you know what I mean? None of that. I had none of that. Like, you know what I mean? So finally, it got so bad that one of the guys that I pushed that to do the artwork, I didn't know I solicited him again to do the artwork. And he was like, dude, you're still looking for an artist at this point? He was like, yo, look, check this out, man. I'm going to put an APB out. Like, I'm going to do this, da, da, da. And he sent like this big, large mass email that got people to come and shoot me their work. And I was like, oh, thank you, man. Like, and shout out to that dude to this day. I don't remember what his name was, but at the same time, he helped that. And then I met my team patron, a cat that's out of the Philippines, and he took on the task, man, and you know, the rest is history for right now.
So how many are you looking to be this ongoing or limited series, graphic novel? How are you looking for this to play out?
The only way I would have held on as long as I've been holding on for this is that I want to do this for a long time. I want this to be really big series, really like I came from screenplay writing to this comic writing thing, and I know it's a difference, and I had to learn the difference, and I want to keep learning and create the dopest series that, you know, my community can be proud of, as well as comic readers all abound can just be like, yo, that shit is dope. Like, I mean, I don't care if you white, Black, Mexican, alien, you be like, yo, that series that dude put a lot of time and energy into that, I can respect it. That's what I want.
So you came from a background of screenwriting.
Yeah.
Would you ever consider taking General Joshua and putting on the big screen, small screen, streaming?
Yeah,
not Tubi.
We'll skip over Tubi. Yeah, I definitely do. I really want it to be an anime more than anything because I feel like we can get away with more, and I feel like the use of FX or colors or whatever you want to say. Like, I mean, I feel like the impact that it would have as an anime would just be fucking awesome, just amazing, bro. I feel like it would be butter. Like,
I might know someone who can put you in that direction of anime. It's black animation people. They run Broken Beat Animes, the anime series.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. that might be.
Ooh, baby.
I connect you.
I'm smiling from ear to ear, brother.
Because when you said anime, that's the first people that was the first group of people I thought of. Because
they just got a deal too, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That Kickstarter went through and everything. Yeah. Yep. Between them, J1 Productions. Yeah, it's some. Well, Josh, we kind of know some of the same people. We talked about it a little earlier, so
definitely
we know. So it's some people that we know that know some people that we know that know some people that we know. It's like
the real talk, and also to add to that, because there was a piece of Will's question too that I kind of jumped over, but I had an answer for. Is the fact of during that time too, in the 5-year span, is when I made Nerdz and Hip-Hop. You know what I mean? I created Nerdz and Hip-Hop during that span just to, kind of, while I was looking for artists, I kept running into like black creators and that were blurs. And I didn't even know what a blur was at that time. I was like, what is that? Because I'm in Cali, bro. Like in the West Coast, we haven't heard a lot about blur. Like we haven't heard that word a lot out here. I use it sometimes and people be like, what are you talking about? Blurred, blurred lines, like what? But like, and so me creating that, like, and then me meeting all these people, I got really invested in helping to showcase these people, and that's what Nerdz and Hip-Hop does. Like, we showcase people, tag them, give them their love, give them their flowers while they're here and while they're trying to do stuff that I didn't even like. I was still doing my project, in between time, but like now it's just like, oh shit, like there is a lot of people that I can reach out to. So that's what I started doing to even hop on a podcast and talk to people and really get out there.
Yeah, it's not as small as a world as we think it is, but just the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon that is involved with it.
Yeah. Definitely.
And when you said Blair, like it's funny to hear you say, like, out there in Cali, they don't even know, they might be knowing it now. Let's put it that way. But but it's a wave that it's growing bigger every day, which is why like this platform, Blurred's Eye View, is part of the Blurred and Powerful movement. So it's all about showcasing POC creatives and showcasing their talents and whatever gifts they have and putting them on the forefront where they otherwise would not get that stage. And yes, that is the mission statement for people that are listening. So, and I've gotten a lot of calls this week. So I've been, and that's just through the phone. I've been networking like crazy all this week. I'm like, did I forget to talk to somebody?
No, that's dope, because I also don't like, I love that people are creating. I love that you guys are doing that, like creating that creative space, because yes, representation is important, and also creativity. Like, I don't want to hear about like, oh, who we gonna make the new Black Superman? No, don't worry about that. We can create one. Like, we can create our own shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? We don't got to piggyback and wait for somebody to, hand you this. Here, it's gonna be a Black Flash. You happy now? Like, no. Like, no. Go to comics.
That's not what we were looking for. So it's just like when you're doing it just because, and we know it, that's where the issue lies. Like, we got Lovecraft Country, and we got pissed after this first season cancellation. We got pissed. 18 nominations. Don't mean nothing. 18. I still ain't forgave you, HBO.
Man,
that's why y'all crumbling now.
Until you do right by us, everything you touch gonna fail.
Like
everything you do right by me.
Everything you touch.
Yo, because Lovecraft Country came at the same time as Watchmen. I think that was too much for them because both of them have Tulsa,
Black
Oklahoma
lead.
references.
Yep.
It was too much.
Watchmen started it.
Yeah.
Watchmen started it, and then Lovecraft Country really got dove into it. Like it took on Watchmen, it took place in Tulsa. There was mentions of things, but as far as like the past, Lovecraft was like, "Oh no, we're showing this to you because it needs to be known. You're gonna get this. You're gonna get this energy.
You can't have these Negroes learning their history. Good God."
America's bad. What?
Had my man Tom Hanks on a whole what's his name special something. I never knew anything about Tulsa, Oklahoma. Like it was like, bro, that's crazy, bro. Like,
and Tom Hanks is one of the nice ones, and he was like, I never knew, and I got pissed.
Yeah, bro. Like I was like, whew.
Like we need to be talking about this. Mr. Rogers, the dude that plays Mr. Rogers, said Mr. Rogers should have been talking about this.
Right.
Yo,
he's like, how dare they keep this from us? You know, so it says a lot when we have platforms like this and we talk to guests like you and we connect to the people that we connect to, because there's a complete circle of blurs who are massively creative. We have a whole circle of Black animators who actually have worked for ABC, Cartoon Network, you name it, and no one knows. No one knows. They just like, oh, the Proud Family, Proud and Louder. Yeah, those are Black animators. Shout out to Laren DeJeanette. He was a guest on the show, you know, and shout out to people like that, you know, who show love and just don't get the recognition. So it's not just the people who are just like ourselves, who just starting out. It's also the ones who's already in the scenes but don't get seen.
Bro, seriously, that's the truth. Because I don't know if you guys watched, like, what was it? The second to last episode of Atlanta, where like, you know, you seen that one? Yeah, that was he was cracking, but how many of us didn't know he wasn't playing for a minute because we was like, I don't know who that is. Like, that could be a Black. Is that a true story? Like, is that? I felt like that for a minute. I was like, it was a Black brother.
It was so real.
It was because
it made you like, yo, did that happen? Hold on, let me make it's somewhere in here.
About this. There's a couple of I'm sitting there watching it.
It's enough to make you wake up and say, hold on, did that happen? So yeah, it does bring a lot of questions to light. I think last year of December 21st really did give us our superpowers. It was the it literally was the awakening. Like they were just like, we're getting Lovecraft Country, we got Watchmen, like everything was happening, and then it just started bowling out and stuff. Truth were starting to come out, and statues getting snatched down. West Point, the military school. I had no idea. As many times this school is mentioned, had no idea that they had a figure of a hooded Klansman in that school that they actually took down. They just took it down like last week. I'm like, yo, wait, what?
Yeah, it's tradition.
Like it's tradition. That word right there. It's tradition. Yeah. And then I'm thinking to myself, why am I not surprised when you had Confederate statues up? What's the next step? Of course. So, but to know, I'm like, you know what they did out there at West Point, right? Mm-hmm. That's how what they was how our old folks used to say. That's how they get you. Who is they?
That's how they get you.
We know now. So, what other steps you like to see General Joshua as an anime? Which I can actually see that because we've seen certain comics trend, and not many of them are well maybe now, but coming up, they weren't really well transferred over to live action. There was always a break somewhere. CGI wasn't that great. The special effects wasn't that great. The story got weak, Avatar. Bender. Whew. I'm sorry.
God
Got a little tickle there.
damn, you gotta get that taken care of, homie.
Yeah. I think it's gone now. But we've seen, even in animation, we've seen them not transfer well. Like, I don't know if anybody here has ever seen the animated version and the live action version. And I've actually read the manga before too. Fist of the North Star.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar. I don't know.
Yeah.
Wait, they had a live action version of that?
They had a live action version of Fist of the North Star. I'm trying to think of the martial artist who played the lead role. But
I felt like before you said so that's
it was like me and my brother was looking at this like, yo, this is not it. This can't be life. Yeah, it was just like
Dragon Ball.
Like,
we all remember that.
Oh God.
Lord have mercy.
See, Will in the audience, he's seen it. Yeah, Will seen it. He know what it is. Yeah, that's right. That's what it was. Costas Mandalore. Yep, Costas Mandalore.
Oh.
And even just there's a scene in the original version, in the animated version, where one of the characters' jaw gets broken and is like really shown. And in the live action version, that practical effect was like Beetlejuice level. It was just like we know how Beetlejuice is supposed to be practical and goofy. That's how that looked. It looked practical and goofy. And then you mentioned Dragon Ball. Damn.
Well, see, here's the thing. Here's what happens. Here's what happens with certain things, man. This is how I map it out. This is why I love DC comic book, like cartoon movies. I like those more than I like the live action. Now, here's why this translates. Like you're saying, this is my theory on it. Like, when you have something that's in a comic book form, we already have a visual on it, something to base it on to. So when you're putting this out here, we've already seen it. Now, when you do books or movies from a novel, we're using imagination only. So we don't really know what we think these characters look like or should be doing or playing out in their lives. We don't see it. But once we see it, like either anime form or comic book form, we already have a point of reference. And if you're not putting that together, it's like, like I'm already saying, like,
it's just like that don't rock. That don't rock. Like imagine. I don't know if you did it, Will. I don't know if you did it, Kiera, but me and my son went to see Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball was at its height.
Oh, you paid for that? I'm sorry.
It was at its height. This was at its height. This was before GT and everything. It was at its height. You talking about walking out of that theater, mad.
Fast and mad. Fast and mad.
Oh, I was mad at the guy who played Piccolo. He played Spike in Buffy. I was upset at him. I'm like,
James Marsden is in that movie.
I was just like, dude, yeah, he played Piccolo.
Absolutely, God.
That right there should have been our red flag. Even though the makeup looked decent at that time, I haven't seen it in quite a while. So
I have to
we were just like, me and my son was actually like, Piccolo is actually black. It was just like Piccolo's a brother. Like no one acts like that except for brother. And we'll let it pass, but then we get this other guy and he's playing Goku, and I'm like,
who?
No,
bro. That movie was like watching when Antonio Tarver knocked out Roy Jones Jr., bro. It was just like watching your hero get slept, bro. It was just like, that's how y'all gonna.
What happened?
Like, what the hell? Goku looked like the oh boy. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to just clown people on their looks, but old boy that played Goku looked like what was old boy name from on
he was actually in Shameless. He was in Shameless.
Yeah, he was. And don't he look just like the dude from Lord of the Rings? One of the Peregrine He looked just like one.
He looked like Frodo. he looked like Elijah Wood.
No, he looked like the ones that was always getting in trouble, Pippin and.
I'm like,
yeah,
Goku don't get bullied,
and a waste of Chow Yun Fat,
bruh.
A total waste.
So Chow Yun Fat,
big waste.
So it's bad. So that, not every. So when I hear about like a lot of these animes getting switched over to live action, the only one I've seen actually successful, but because of where it was at, it probably wouldn't have survived anyway, was Cowboy Bebop. It's like they actually got it the closest. That's why I'm worried about this whole One Piece thing. I'm worried about My Hero.
I mean, you have to watch One Piece in the first place, but that's another story.
I'm like, what the budget is for you to do a live action My Hero? I'm like, what are y'all doing? Like, we ain't even talking about One Piece right now. That's My Hero. Like the school battles alone.
Right.
There are budgets in Japan, in China that can rival that. And I've seen the Storm Riders, and was like, this is what Dragon Ball should have been.
Yeah, bro, I feel like they should just do because when they have Dragon Ball and stuff like that, like Battle of the Gods, or like some of the ones that they had, like what I mean, the movies that they had. I wish they would go back. Just do that. Just do that. I don't know what the problem is with it, but when I see animes, sometimes they make them live action. I'm like, dude, just make it Dude, remember back in the day when, like in the 90s and the late 90s, when we was actually watching Titan AE and stuff like that, when you would watch a cartoon movie, and it was dope. It wasn't always like CGI. It wasn't all this
and
stuff.
It was the only way to make it.
Cartoon movies. Yeah,
was it the one Atlantis?
Akira?
Oh God, yeah.
Like just go back to that.
Just make the animation movie. Like, look how many people went to go see Broly.
Exactly. That shit was fire too. It was
like My Heroes had 2 movies at the theater, and people swarmed to go see it.
Yeah, I don't know why they just don't want to take a chance.
One day out, theaters for a limited time. Like, we didn't care. Like, I think the latest one they just released sold. It outsold other movies, and it was like in the theater for like 2 weeks.
Bruh. And then look at stuff like even streaming networks, bro. Like streaming networks are going crazy. Like, I don't know if you guys checked out the list of all the new anime that Netflix is bringing next year. It's insane, and I'm here for it. They're gonna do a Tomb Raider one. They're do Devil May Cry.
Yeah, they're going balls to the wall with their anime. And I think it's because of it's the success of One Piece. It's the success of JoJo, Bizarre Adventure. It's the success of Cannon Busters was actually good, but once again, one season.
Castlevania though. It's the video game. They're doing a lot of video game anime because it was bussing. It was bussing. Why? Just like I said, point of reference. We've seen these characters in cut scenes and clip scenes that look like anime already. So it's pretty much you just brought a clip scene to a movie or a show. It's gonna win.
That's true. That's it. And I don't understand we got to do a live action. Somebody's got to be in that room. Is like, maybe not. Like, maybe not. We don't need to capitalize on that. Why don't we just work a deal out for them to do just an animation? That's why you mentioned DC animation. I think there's a reason why they're just like, hey, we're safe over here. Don't even touch us.
Shit busting. It's so
fired. They were like, fired. What? Like, when have we made up? Even our weakest one is still better than some of your movies.
Yeah, for real. And they should do it more across the board too. Like I've been rallying this for a minute, and I stand on this. I love Indiana Jones. Love Indiana Jones since I was a kid. But Indiana Jones should be a Disney movie with the likeness of Harrison Ford. Let him do the voice for a while until, unfortunately he is up there. Like, I mean, he passed away. Then, he never changed 70s. The moniker of who Indiana Jones is. It's still the same looking character. Now somebody else voices it.
Yeah.
I just think that's what it should do. Immortalize it.
They
Like, you know what I'm saying?
stuff, and stuff like that, they just they wait too long.
Yeah.
They do.
Like, I get it. Crystal Skull was I don't know what the hell that was. I don't know what that was, but I think they just like, you know what, we need to pull the reins back a little bit, and they probably had to like, let's do a reboot of this. Let's go back to basics. Yes, go back to basics. And
why were y'all
kinda,
trying to do the most? Like nobody asked for any of that. That
Yeah.
him doing the most is the opposite of Indiana Jones. You get scared from him swinging from one high point to another. Like you don't need magic and I guess science-ish.
I literally sat there and thought, I'm like, well, aliens are real. I guess he's done with his adventures now. I guess it's like,
I mean, that's the answer to all the secrets, isn't it?
Yeah.
Plus,
like
bro,
nothing else matters.
I spend most of the film like concerned because Harrison Ford about 117. I'm scared he gonna displace a hip doing shit. It's like watching that is like literally watching your granddad run across the field or something. Like, you like, hey man, you sit your behind down. Oh Lord.
Like, you can't mean it. You don't mean to tell me this 70-year-old still got a mean right?
Bro, I'm scared watching that.
He ain't got no micro fractures in there. Arthur ain't set in yet. Something.
Yo, for real, it's just like, and he crashing through windows and stuff. It's like, it's the believability sometimes too. Like, you know what I mean? But we love Harrison though. I watch Harrison put on the Indiana Jones hat anytime. I love that dude, man. That's why
that scene in this latest trailer where he pulls out the whip and he does his thing, and then like everybody else pulls out a gun, and I'm like, yeah, that whip don't work like it used to now, do it.
Yeah. Yo,
why are y'all acting like that man is trying to fake jumping out of a window at 50, whatever, 85 years old, whatever?
He about 80. That Advil has got to be working wonders. It's Advil, Tiger Balm,
icy hot,
icy hot, Epsom salt.
It's a flashback and CGI. Ain't no way they trying to tell me that man at 80 years old is jumping through that. Absolutely not. It's CGI.
I do literally wait for him to say like, I am getting too old for this shit.
Bruh,
just to see Danny Glover sitting on the other side of a diner and be like, I've been trying to tell him that.
Yo, for real, dog. It's serious.
So I don't know.
Yo, on that note, rewatch the in Captain Marvel when Fury and Talos fight in the records room, wherever that is.
Yeah.
Like when you take a step back, it's like, these are two old ass men. What?
Yeah. Sam's in his 70s. Sam's in his 70s. Sam's in his early 70s.
Sam is Sam got there now?
Yeah.
Sam in the 70s? Damn.
I'm not gonna tell him to sit down. You know, I ain't gonna well, you know, that's us. So I ain't gonna tell him to sit down. You know?
He look good though. He look good. Man.
We pull that off good, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Angela and everybody like 63. Yeah. I still get with her. Like, that's nasty. I said, that's Angela. There's a difference.
There's a difference.
I think in the new year, I'm gonna keep a running count of how many times Ms. Bassett comes up.
Probably about every episode.
Out of nowhere.
It happens.
I didn't even bring up Aqua.
I told I'm holding it. Like, see, like I was Kira took it right from me. Just she said she already said
a couple water daddies and a water daddy, aqua daddy, dune daddy, sand daddy. One of the two. Yeah, all of them.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm gonna say this though with Angela though, bro. The thing, like, when I think of her though, I can't get the image out of my head of her on American Horror Stories when she did the curse and she started what shit though with the eyes. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember?
Yes.
Ms. Laveau.
I said,
I am so upset they didn't take that on, but see, they were like, yeah, they can't even afford that sister now.
Yeah,
they can't even afford that. She's the highest paid actress on television. They can't afford her to do like give her own series. Oh, that check goes up.
Definitely. That well earned.
Well earned. Like, today's prices ain't yesterday's prices. That's her motto. I'm like, yeah, hey, if anybody earns it, that sister does. So
yep, I love seeing her.
Josh, before we get out of here, tell us more. What other projects you got in line?
Right now, like I said, we with Nerds and Hip-Hop, I'm doing fashion shows a lot, man, in my area in the West Coast. You know, that's something I've been doing for. We've done 2 of them so far, and like you know, what I mean, I'm gonna do a third pretty soon here. I haven't set a date yet, but I would say before March, probably around March time. Probably around March time, I'm gonna do that. But otherwise than that, I'm going to push different editions of this book. Like I said, right now we're pushing the ebook and getting pre-sales for the hardback again because we sold out of those already, which was crazy. And then we're going to do the audio-visual version, which is going to have like beats on it and like, you know what I mean, like voice acting on it that I'm also doing myself plus a few others. You know what I mean? So
the hustle is real. That's what's up. I like this. I like the premise of General Joshua. I'm going to connect you to the Broken Beat anime team because I would love to see that. And I don't know if you know Jason Richardson over at J1 Studio. Over at J1 Studio.
Yeah, I do actually. I've actually know him, man, and he had a what was an anime out recently, like last year, right?
Was it is it Akuma Lost in Rome?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm backed on that project too, man.
Same here.
Yeah, I was like, I loved it.
I know a dope project when I see it. So,
and I love violent anime, so I was like, bro, you picked the right man. For real.
So yeah, I love seeing this type of work coming out from our people, and I love giving them the platform to talk about it because it just gets me hyped. Because here we always talk about all the roles that we should be seeing, all the types of films that we should be seeing. When you seeing stuff like Watchmen, when you see Regina King just leveled that show, she leveled it.
Yes,
and then leveled it up. And then when you see shows like Lovecraft Country, which was written by a Black woman, starring leading Black man and Black woman, and showing stuff like we were the leads of a horror, we were the leads of an adventure in that series, we were the leads of a science fiction in that series. I need to go watch that series again. Just because it was that good. And if you've seen what Misha Green had lined up for season 2 and beyond, you'd be kicking stuff over.
Well,
stuff.
Maybe Warner Brothers daddy might talk sweeter to her. Maybe could write a letter.
We could. You are missing out. Yes, we're gonna be looking like Riley on the Boondocks. Santa, you's a bitch. I still.
I always say though, also is pick up the flag, man. You know, when we be like all the time, like, oh, ain't enough Black leaders, then pick up the flag. We gotta keep going, like do what we can though to try to get that bad boy back on. I'm not saying just lay that sister out there like, yours didn't go, it's cool. Nah, keep trying to get her back, but at the same time we have an opportunity and a duty to keep creating, keep showcasing each other stuff like this. Y'all giving me the platform to talk about this, I appreciate it. We got to do this across the board, like, and even within our community, don't just say we like something, support that. If you like it, support it, man. If you want to see it keep coming on, don't not support it, and then 10 months later, I wonder what happened to that. Nobody supported it. That's what happened to it. It didn't do nothing. Like, you know,
it fell off. Y'all didn't do what y'all was supposed to. That's what happened.
Exactly.
You know, y'all sat on the sidelines and didn't show any support. So when you see stuff like that, like you said, pick up the flag.
Yeah, like you said, J1. You see that going, like you see that anime going with J1, like you just said, boom, throw something to. I mean, I'm not the richest man in the world, but you know, if I got an extra $10, $15, something, whatever you can, like 100, whatever you can. If you got 100, you got 1,000, cool. But if you got 10, you got 5, do something, bro. Be part of the process.
And even if you can't afford it, a share is free. Yeah. A share is free. You see that? You see that on IG? You see it on Facebook, on Twitter? A share or a retweet, that's free. Yeah. Until Elon makes you charge it. But until then, it's free.
Exactly.
So we heading out of here. Tell everybody where they can find you.
Bet. That's the simple one. You guys can find me on Nerds and Hip-Hop. The most important place is on Instagram right now, where you find me on Nerds and Hip-Hop. You can also find me on General Joshua. That's _ General Joshua _ And I mean, go ahead and then hit that link in the bio. It'll take you to my Koji page. You can get the ebook right now. We're going to set up a link so that you can go ahead and grab the hardback cover book. And you get to see all the things that I've been doing in it. Like, you know what I mean? The TikTok, the Twitter, the Pinterest, all that. Anything that has to do with General Joshua, you'll find it there. So check us out.
All right. Kira, lady of the land.
Well, hello.
The tip of the hat.
I wanted to actually, before I get in my whole shtick, whatever. Joshua, are those your characters from the comic behind you too?
Yeah, they are. That's world leader right there to writing me, and then General Joshua. We actually had a big event. I cosplayed the character when all this released. Yeah, I cosplayed the character, and we.
I was gonna say that looked like Ed Wunsler for a second there.
Boy, yeah. I swear to God, for 2 seconds I looked real quick and I was like, "Is that Ed?" No, that's not.
It looks like Homelander in a suit.
Ooh.
Yo, right? He does look like Homelander. I based his character off of what's his name? Christian Bale in American Psycho. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I got loosely based it, not fully. So I don't get
what's going on? What's going on, Joe? Yeah, that's what's going on. So Kira, there you go.
Hey, all right. I'm Kira, also known as Mandalore or Lady Mandalore or Child of Mandalore. I like Star Wars. You can find me on Instagram, Fanbase, Hive. That's it. Under @RoomFullOfBlurds. I also have a podcast called Child of Mandalore on my TikTok page. That's where you can find me as well. Every Saturday at 9 p.m. on Fanbase, I have an audio chat room. We talk about all things that have gone on through pop culture, for the week. Sometimes I play games.
They're fun games.
I'm very entertaining, if you can't tell. My El Chapeau.
I have a way of picking a team, don't I? Will, what's going on?
Yes, your boy will be watching. You can find me at Mayhem Media. That's at MAYEHEM Media. Everywhere. That's Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, etc., and so on. If you're looking for me, that's the tag you're gonna find me under. And what I do, just movie reviews, TV reviews. Got some skits coming in the new year, which sounds crazy because that's next week if y'all don't realize it.
2 days.
Not lying.
Man, I got a new podcast coming, yet to be named, but if you imagine entertainment, news mixed with your undisputed first things first TV sports debate shows, that's what I got in the oven right now. So if that sounds like something that you'd be interested in, follow your boy.
There it is. It is. And it is your fearless leader, Chris Fury. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to Blurred's Eye View. You can check us out on IG. Just go to Blurred's Eye View. It'll send you to the link tree in the bio, and then it will send you to all the fantastic places where you can find Blurred's Eye View, including the Facebook page, Blurred's Eye View Podcast. You can also listen to, or follow us on Opulence Radio and listen to us in old episodes all day long. Or you can check us out on the Twitch channel, Blurred's Eye View 1. And you can also find us on YouTube, Blurred's Eye View, where you can watch past episodes and piss your boss off, or listen to past episode and piss everybody off. Because we go there. But it's all in love. It's a safe space. And as you all know, this is a place where I provide that platform for our people, for blurs like us, to talk about topics as only we can. So until hold on, what we got? Oh yeah. very nice on the radio. Very nice on the radio. But until next Tuesday when we return, Happy New Year, everybody.
Like, yay! You made it.
This is the season. This is not the season ender, but this is the year ending show. We are going into a whole new year. You never know. I might be in a whole new sanctum or something. I don't know. I doubt it because I ain't got time to change that background. But we're gonna have tons of Blurred guests coming on talking about all this great content they have and all these great projects they have going on, just like our man Josh Brown down here. Check him out, Nerdz and Hip-Hop _ General Joshua _ all on IG. Go show your support. Get that book however you can get it. And like we always say, remember to educate yourself and others, entertain yourself and others, and most of all, encourage yourself and others. Show your love to the Blurred Spectrum. That is the new. Oh, I just did it again. Or as Kira has called us now, the Blurred High Council.
Oh.
No. I like the ring.
I thought it was just under my screen. I did not realize.
Oh, I love the way it sounds. It gives me John Wick vibes a little bit. Like we're at the High Council. Yeah, you need a coin. Speaking of which, I got something special in today. I got the mystery box from Otaku Noir, and wait a minute,
not the Pillsbury Doughboy.
That's throwback right there.
Ew. I was just expecting this. I wasn't expecting all the cool stuff, but this beautiful blurred coin. I don't know if you can get. There we go.
Yeah.
That's
beautiful.
Fire.
This beautiful blurred coin. It's gorgeous. Show some love over there at Otaku Noir. They are past guests. It's a black-owned blurred mystery box company. They put out some dope stuff. They have this dope calendar to think. I was actually at Target looking for a nerdy type of calendar. Couldn't find one. I get this box and I get this dope calendar. I did a whole review. It's a whole unboxing on IG. I get this dope calendar, and who's on the cover? Queen Jasmine of Black Fayday. Yes. And the first person in January, Navy Montel. So shout out to them. It's a lot of
it's my guy.
It's a beautiful box. It really is. This is like the first type of box I've gotten, and they have a full-time customer out of me. We need this money. We all right.
Yes.
We all right, because look at this. And I said it in my unboxing video, and I'm gonna say it here. Every blurred creative that was involved with the Otaku Noir and whatever box that they have, you do have a place here to showcase your talents. You do have a place here to showcase your projects. I will be giving you a shout out. I will be giving you this platform. Expect to hear from me. People know when I call, they come. This voice ain't just for booming on the mic. I'll literally put the call out. So, yes, said I like the High Council. Yes, yeah, y'all spectrum. Yeah, I like the High Council. But like I said, remember to educate yourself and others, entertain yourself and others, and most of all, encourage yourself and others. Until next Tuesday, when we're back into a new year, continuing this dope 100 episode season. We are out of here.
Bye.